Hello friends, today we'll be talking about a very important feature in MS Word. You must have noticed many people when they write their documents or their reports, they always put a watermark behind their document. They do it more often to create a professional look for the document and to safeguard their document for copyright. So whenever you want to add a watermark, people always wonder how to do it in MS Word. That is what we are going to talk about today. Let's look at it how to do it. Right now I've opened one of the document. I will actually put a watermark here. So watermark is a very faded kind of a imprint which comes at the background of every document. If you want to add it, it is very simple in MS Word to do it. Open the file where you want to add it. Just go to design menu, and in the design menu you will find an option as watermark. Just click on that. Now there are various ways you can add a watermark. You can add a watermark as a text. You can add a watermark as a picture. Let's look at them one by one. Let's do it as text. So let's say for example here I'm doing it on one of the document here. I will use text. By default it is saying ASAP. I'm going to change it to, let's say, my blog, and I'll say Techie Monica. You can see that as a small imprint created at the background of the document. I can change the font of this watermark by clicking here and choosing whichever font I like. I can change the size of my watermark. Auto is always better to choose because it will automatically adjust it according to the margins of the page. You want to boldface, italicize, you can click on these options. You can increase and decrease the transparency. Don't make it too much, like closer to 100, because then it will fade away. So you can decide how much transparency you want for your watermark. By default it is 0. You can also change the color of your watermark. So let's say for example if I have a brand, if there's a color which I want to represent on my blog, let's say for example I want to do it green color, I can choose green. See, this is how my watermark will appear. You can also change the orientation of this watermark. So right now it is horizontally arranged by default. I can change it to diagonal, and let's look at it. Now while I've chosen a color, I may decide to just increase transparency a bit. So I've just changed it to 50%, and then I say okay. Now see what happens when you scroll through this. Every page contains this watermark. This one gives branding to my document. Two, it actually protects my document against copyright. This is where I have done a watermark using a text. Let's do it picture. In the same way, if you want to do it in a picture format, just go to design, and you want to remove this watermark now. Just go to design, click on watermark, and the moment you click on watermark, you can say no watermark. No watermark will take away the watermark from your document. Now suppose now I want to use a picture. So I'll click on a picture. I'll select the picture. For that, you will have to have a picture which you want to keep as a watermark in your document. Normally when companies do it, they always put the logo of their company behind the document as a watermark. So let's say I have one of the picture and I want to use it as a watermark behind every document which I print or create in MS Word. I'll click on select picture. Here is my picture. I'll take that PNG, JPG or JPEG file, whichever it is, and I'll say insert. Now you see this is the watermark which is there. By default it is taking this scale as auto. I can change it to whatever percentage I feel is going to be okay, and I can either take a washout logo or I can just uncheck this box and I say okay. Now see what will happen. This is how it is appearing. Now let me go back to watermark again and click on this picture and remove this washout option. See how it is coming. So every page will have this now as my watermark. You can't click on this watermark right now because on the top of it the text is written. You want to remove this watermark, just click on this, go back and click on no watermark and say okay. See, what you have to do is you have to click on no watermark and say okay. So watermark will go. This is how you will be actually putting watermarks on your documents and removing these watermarks. Very important. majority of the people who write professional document use watermarks. Thank you. That's all for today. We'll catch up again with a new feature tomorrow.